going to start by checking my mud flaps, making sure that they're securely mounted to the frame, they're not bent, damaged, or broken. They're not ripped or torn. I've got adequate clearance from the ground to the mud flap, and I've got a good distance from my landing gear. Making sure I've got DOT reflective tape on the top of my mud flap. Moving to my light bar, making sure it's securely mounted, it's not cracked, damaged, or broken. My lights are secure, they're red in color. They serve as my tail lights, my brake lights, my four-ways, my left and right turn signal, and I've got a clear strip for the reverse. Moving to my coupling, I would verify that I've got no space between the fifth wheel and the apron plate, and my apron plate is not bent, damaged, or broken, and my fifth wheel is properly lubricated. I would also look behind and to make sure that the jaws of the locking mechanism are wrapped around the shank of the kingpin, and the kingpin is not bent, damaged, or broken. Moving to the side, I would verify that my pivot pin and my retaining bolt are securely mounted, they're not bent, damaged, or broken. My sliding fifth wheel platform assembly is secured to the frame with all nuts and bolts in place, and my fifth wheel release handle is in the lock position. Moving to the front, I would verify that my fifth wheel release line is securely attached, there's no bulges, bumps, or abrasions, and no audible leaks. And I would look in here to the other spring and make sure that my sliding fifth wheel locking latch is in the lock position. Coming to the front of my trailer, I would look for any damage, making sure that all rivets are in place, there's nothing that's protruding out of it. I would verify that my annual inspection sticker is secure and it's current, and my manufacturer's VIN plate is secured to the trailer as well. To the side of my trailer, I would look for any damage, nothing protruding, all rivets in place. Verify I've got 50% DOT tape along the side of my trailer. Start, and I check my secure clearance light. It's amber in color, it's securely mounted, it's not cracked, damaged, or broken. It serves as just a clearance light, and I would check the right side the same as I would the left. Looking underneath for any damage. Coming to my landing gear. Checking my landing gear support frame, making sure that it's not bent, damaged, or broken. Verify that my landing gear is in the full up position, and my raise and lower handle is in the stow position. Checking all of my trailer cross beams, making sure that they're not damaged in any way. Coming over here to my trailer side marker light and reflector. It's amber in color, securely mounted, not cracked, damaged, or broken, and it serves as my marker light, my left turn signal, and my four-ways. I would also check the right side the same as I would the left. Checking the rest of my cross members. Coming to my airlines, for my brake airlines, both the emergency and service, and my ABS connector. Making sure my airlines have no bulges, bumps, or abrasions, no audible leaks, and my ABS connector has no exposed wires. Moving all the way to the back, I would check my torsion bar, my torque rod, and the eye bolt. Making sure that they're securely mounted, they're not cracked, damaged, or broken. I'll check both my bellows, making sure that the rubber is intact, there's no bulges, bumps, or abrasions, no audible leaks. My bellows are secured to the tandem axle on the top, and with a mounting bracket that's welded to the axle. The brackets are not bent, damaged, or broken in any way. Checking my shock, making sure it's secured on the top and the bottom. It's not bent, damaged, or broken, and it's not leaking. I would also check my lower and upper control arms, make sure that they're securely mounted, they're not cracked, damaged, or broken. Checking the airlines to and from my brake chambers, make sure they're securely mounted, no bulges, bumps, or abrasions, no audible leaks. Check my brake chambers, make sure they're secure with no cracks, no damage, there are no audible leaks. And I would check the rod, clevis, pins, and keepers, making sure that they're secure to the slack adjuster, they're not bent, damaged, or broken. And I would check the plate by chalking the wheel, releasing the trailer brakes, pulling on the rod, looking for no more than 1 inch of plate. Looking to the inside of my wheel, I would check my inner wheel seal for any leaks, make sure it's secure. Checking the linings on my brake shoes, make sure I've got a minimum of 1/4 of an inch. They're free of contamination and they're not worn dangerously thin. Checking my drum for any cracks or illegal wells and free of contamination. I would check my rim, both inside, in between, and the outside, making sure it's not cracked, damaged, or broken in any way. I would check the middle, make sure that my rims are properly mated together and there's no bricks, bottles, or boards, or any kind of debris in between. I'll check the bead of my tire on both sides of both tires, make sure they're properly beaded. I'll check the sidewalls of both sides of both tires, making sure there's no bulges, bumps, or abrasions. Check the top of both my drive tires, making sure I've got a minimum of 2 30-second tread depth or better, and an even wear pattern, and I have the same size and type tire. Moving to the outside, I'll check all my lug nuts, making sure that they're all tight. Look for any signs of running rust, which would indicate looseness. If they were loose, I would use a lug wrench, torque wrench to tighten it. Checking my sealed hub oil cap, make sure it's securely mounted, all nuts and bolts are in place, and I would verify that I have no leaks. Checking for a metal valve stem and a metal cap on my outer rim, a metal valve stem and a metal cap on my inner rim, and I would use a tire gauge to check for proper inflation to the manufacturer's specification. I would check my right side the same as the left, and my fifth axle the same as the fourth. In between my duals, in between my wheels, I would check my V-plate, the sliding tandem, and my frame, making sure that they're all securely mounted, they're not cracked, damaged, or broken. The sliding tandem is locked in place with the pins out, and my release handle is in the lock position. Coming to the back, I would check my mud flap, making sure that it's secure, it's not cracked, damaged, or broken. Verify I've got proper clearance from the ground to the mud flap. The mud flap is not ripped or torn. I'll check my air tank, making sure it's securely mounted, it's not cracked, damaged, or broken. And I would drain the air tank daily. Checking the rest of my cross members. When coming to the back, I come to my ABS light. It's amber in color, it's securely mounted, it's not cracked, damaged, or broken. When I start the vehicle, it toggles on and then off. If this remains on, it means I have a problem with my ABS. My marker light, it's red in color, securely mounted, not cracked, damaged, or broken, and it only serves as a marker light. From the rear of my trailer, I would start at the top and check my 3 ID lights, red in color, security mounted, not cracked, damaged, or broken, and they're working properly. I would check the weather stripping all around both doors, make sure it's not ripped or torn. I would check the hinges on both sides of both doors, making sure all pins are in place and all nuts and bolts, and there's no cracks or any damage. I have DOT reflective tape on the top and the bottom of the door, as well as on the bumper. I'll check my door handles to make sure that they're secured and they're not damaged in any way. Checking my license plate, make sure it's secure and it is current, and I have a clear license plate light, which is securely mounted, it's not cracked, damaged, or broken, and it works properly. Checking my trailer tail lights, they're red in color, they're securely mounted, not cracked, damaged, or broken. They serve as my tail lights, brake lights, 4-ways, my left and right turn signal. And I would check the right side of my trailer the same as I did the left side of the trailer. Moving to the front, I'm going to secure the hood by latching it securely on both sides. I'm going to latch the passenger side and walk around and enter the vehicle.